Jungle Cruise is the newest theme park attraction turned movie from the conglomerate that will never stop until they've got all of our money and your kids' money. It's out now in theaters and Disney Plus for a price that will never make sense to me, and it's directed by Jaume Collet-Serra, a man who prides himself on working with Liam Neeson quite a lot since he's given us Unknown, Nonstop, Run All Night, and The Commuter, as well as The Shallows, The Orphan, and the future DC project Black Adam. In this movie, there's no Liam Neeson, but we've got current action film superstar Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Emily Blunt, Jack Whitehall, Edgar Ramirez, and Jesse Plemons, amongst a few other actors as well. I wish I could tell you how much of the film borrows from the theme park attraction itself, but one, I don't know, and two, I don't care enough to do that. But the story here introduces us to 16th century Don Aguirre, a leader of Spanish conquistadors who journeyed to South America in search of the Tears of the Moon, a mythical tree whose petals can cure any illness, heal any injury, and lift any curse. It's a pretty damn strong petal, dude. Most of his men die in the jungle, but him and a few survivors are nursed back to health by a local tribe who protects the tree, and when they won't give the villain the goods, the leader stabs the chief and tries to take it for himself. He's unsuccessful, as you can imagine, gets cursed, and he and a couple of his crew members are bound to the jungle for all eternity. Fast forward to 1916 London, and we have Dr. Lily Houghton and her brother McGregor who try to find the Tree of Legend, and they're assisted by Frank Wolf, a boatsman who takes tourists on exploitation trips. The three befriend one another and venture out into the mysterious and dangerous jungle. To be honest, I didn't expect much going into this movie. I knew of it, saw some previews on TV and all that, but figured I'll at least check it out. But you know what? It's a lot better than what I thought I'd endure. It's not nearly as impressive as the first few Pirates of the Caribbean, and the movie sometimes shoddily borrows and relies on that familiar adventure aspects from the films, but Jungle Cruise is able to hold its own enough to be a decent family flick. First off, The Rock and Emily Blunt are, for the most part, exceptional together. They have a naturally funny, I hate you, but I want to make love to you vibe throughout their time together, and have a workable chemistry on screen that sometimes I thought to myself, dude, John, your woman is getting stolen from you as we speak. Johnson plays a charming yet reserved and sometimes stifling lead who says some of the funniest lines in the movie. Seriously, whoever was responsible for giving The Rock the puns that he says, you're 10 out of 10, dude. Smartest thing ever. I hope you get a trophy for dinner. The man really says like 4 bad puns in a row, has a little girl ask her mother if he can stop, and he tells the girl to literally shut up. Blunt is bouncy, sprightly, yet persevering in her ambitions, which levels her up to a great woman foil for The Rock. Jesse Plemons plays one of the villains here as well, and I just gotta say, this guy is on his way. Every character that he plays, he just gets it. He has fun with it, he knows what works, what doesn't work, and just full throttle sends it. I want more and more of him. The weakest character here, in my opinion, is Whitehall, who plays the younger gay brother of Blunt, and it's more or less because he really plays the very definition of a side character. He doesn't get any room to shine and grow his character outside of one good confidential scene between him and The Rock, and all the other times it almost feels like he gets a line in because the director's like, oh yeah, he's part of the main crew, we should probably give him a line right here to say something, huh? Just very underutilized and bare minimum character exploration, which sucks because he's overshadowed by Johnson and Blunt heavily. The story is whatever, truthfully. It's nothing special, it just moves the characters accordingly right along, but it never really makes you feel empathetic, intrigued, or even puzzled by its motions. It's really as simple as I'll say it right now. It's just 3 people on a boat looking for a tree versus a wannabe Hitler and a cursed Spanish explorer trying to beat them to the punch. On paper, that even sounds a lot cooler than what you get. The movie doesn't ever try to convey any themes. There's no deeper meaning or messaging they're trying to make the audience aware of. It's just casual fun. And with that said, they do put a sheer and valiant effort into the entertainment. There's quite a few great sequences with spectacular vitality and ardor that make you go, ooh, or oh. They knew how to incorporate the amusement value well for all the demographics. I think the adults and kids watching this will really like these segments. I especially love the part where they're about to fall off a waterfall cliff and The Rock narrowly gets them pushing against the current. It's exciting, it's intense, just plain and simple. One of the weakest facets of Jungle Cruise is surprisingly its CGI rendering. The movie has a budget of $200 million, aka more money than most movie productions can dream of working with. And you can see the money's used here, especially with the water and the forestry designs. But when it comes to the animals and conquistadors, it's so vapid and dull, and it's just easy to point out. I got past the Jaguars' unrealistic look about halfway through the movie, but the snakes and the pirates keep coming up. They just look so mediocre. It really is almost like a distraction. Dude, it's $200 million in 2021, and you can't layer these things any better. District 9 had a budget of $30 billion in 2009, and those aliens look better than most creature designs today. Long story short, Jungle Cruise is an okay Disney adventure project. It sacrifices storytelling and sometimes visual effect clarity for a fun and sometimes intimate river ride. If you don't mind coughing up the $30 or are safe enough to go see it in theaters, it's a good 2-hour distraction from the real world. I give Jungle Cruise a 6.5, maybe a 7 upon a rewatch, and recommend it if you like The Rock or Emily Blunt. But those two, they just had the longest just kiss screen portrayal of all time. Until next time, guys.